we are honored and privileged to have the presence of Mr. Joshua Arana, the founder of Úaraü Drumming, a passionate individual whose music has captured the hearts of many Belizeans and has helped them to inspire and embrace their culture. He is popularly known from his TEDx talk on how drumming taught him to value women in the Garifuna culture and women in a whole. Today, Mr. Arana will teach us about how the Garifuna culture interacts with wildlife. He will take us and walk us through that bridge between the natural world and the Garifuna culture. Let's give a round of applause for Mr. Arana and his drumming group.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you guys feeling today? Loving the rain? Yeah! The kids are loving the rain, but I don't think the parents are. Mommy and daddy want to be in a bed today, right? Alright guys, so I could sit and chit chat with you and have a conversation with you about culture, about wildlife, about animals. But I love working with children, right? Why is that? Why is it important for children to go to school, for example? To get smart.
To have a better education.
Round of applause.
You will get smart. To learn the different cultures.
Anybody else?
Learn religion. Learn religion.
To learn religion, right? Anybody else? One more person, please. It's important to work with children because what do they say about children? Children are the Children are the future, right? And if we don't pass on our culture, our knowledge to our children, what happens?
They celebrate their culture.
Lot of power behind that one there, right? They celebrate their culture. But it's important for our children to go and pass on that legacy, right? If we don't teach what we know to our children, if we don't have children at the zoo, what do you think happens to the zoo later on?
Less visitors.
Less visitors. There will be less visitors because eventually there will be no zoo, right? So that's the reason why today I brought two persons from the Úaraü Drumming, and I want them to have a little chit chat with you also, right? Because one day I won't be here to be able to give you these stories. So the legacy has to be passed on. These children are smart. Give them a round of applause for me, please. So today I brought with you Tariq Smith. Tariq Smith is my nephew, my sister's son. So I'll have him have a little chit chat with you about the connection of animals and the Garifuna culture. And then I have Jayashan Arana, she's my daughter. Her twin sister was supposed to be here, but she's under the weather. And she's also gonna tell you a little bit about the about wildlife and Garifuna culture, and then I will do a little wrap up at the end. So please give Tariq a round of applause.
Good afternoon, guys. So I'm here to talk about the Garifuna culture and how it relates to wildlife, right? So we have drums in our Garifuna culture, and most of the parts of the drum in the Garifuna culture come directly from wildlife. So I'll be focusing on the vines right here that you usually find on trees, and the Garifuna drum, it has two vines, and in the Garifuna culture, these vines, they represent connectivity because as a people, we are all connected. And as you know, you have this vine here, but you also have a vine underneath the skin which supports this vine. So in the cycle of life, to me this represents that we all rely on each other and we all rely on the connectivity that we have with each other. And the tuners are also made out of the vine, and the tuners in Garifuna culture, they represent all Garifuna and non-Garifuna people. They also represent all non-Garifuna organizations that help to keep Garifuna culture alive and flowing, right? And how that relates to wildlife is, if you know, a lot of animals, they use the vines as a super highway. So as you know, like monkeys, squirrels, they all rely on the vines in order to travel from place to place in a more fast and efficient way.
Good afternoon. As my cousin said, the drums are mostly come directly from wildlife. So I'm going to be talking about the skin. The skin comes from deer, the white-tailed deer. The white-tailed deer. And it is believed that even though the deer is dead, the spirit of the deer still is in the drum when you play the music of the drum.
Okay, so what they're saying pretty much, right? We believe that everything that is alive has its own spirit. Okay? Everything that is alive has its own spirit. So even though the tree from which this drum is made is no longer, the tree is no longer alive in the form of a tree, but the tree created this drum. This tree supported life. When it was in the form of a tree, it supported life. It was its own ecosystem. Right? Supported monkeys, agoutis, jaguars, all right? All the animals that you find in the zoo, what is common about them? In every space there's a tree, right? Tariq spoke about the vine. The vine acts as a super highway for every small animal. That's how they travel from one place to the other. Okay? That's how you can easily say that that's how our highways are created. They mimic what we see in the jungle already, and we create those things. So the vine act like a super highway. All the small animals, they just move around. Okay? The deer, usually we would get the skin from the white-tailed deer. Even though that deer is no longer alive in the form of an animal, it still supports this drum. And we believe, again, that the drum has three spirits. One, the spirit of the wood, of the tree, so we get the wood. The spirit of the vine, and the spirit of the animal. The drum maker gives value to all three spirits, and the drum player gives voice to all three spirits. Okay? The drum maker, what does drum maker do? Gives
Music.
The drum maker gives music, the man said. The drum maker
Makes music.
makes music. So the drum maker gives value, right? The drum maker, let's say that the drum maker gives value. 1, 2, 3. Exactly, to all three spirits. And the drum player gives voice to all three spirits. So when you hear the music play, it's because we're bringing all three spirits alive in one space, one time. Okay? Life of nature. Right? And then there's a dance that we do in the Garifuna culture called we use feathers. What's that dance called? Anybody? Jankuno, the man said. Jankuno. So there's a dance that we do in the Garifuna culture called Jankuno or Wanaragwa in Garifuna. Wanaragwa. And we use the feathers of the makapara. Okay? We use the feathers of the makapara. Why is that?
Because it has colorful feathers.
Because it has colorful feathers. Yes.
And because the feathers is long.
Because the feathers are long. Alright. So another reason, I was talking to an elder from the community, and he was saying that on the island of St. Vincent, macaw was a very popular bird. Okay? Very popular bird. And what the warriors used to do, they used to use the feathers to shoot. So they put it on their heads, and then they would be up in the tree and mimic the songs of macaw parrots. And when the enemy would come, that's when they would attack them. Okay? We also use the macaw parrots feathers to give honor to our Indian ancestry. Because if you see an Indian crown, they also have a lot of feathers, okay, on the crown. And in most cases, those feathers would have to be earned based on bravery that you have done throughout your life. So one feather would be put on your crown for every act of bravery. Alright? Anybody have any questions first? Any questions?
What kind of bravery they did?
What kind of bravery they did? So, in many communities, everybody have their own responsibility. Right? It's like you, for example, when you wake up in the morning and you decide to sweep the house or do your homework, Mama might be able to say, you deserve a little prize today, right? Back in those days, it might be your bravery in the hunting field, might be your bravery in the fishing field, you might have saved somebody's life, right? Anybody else? No? You guys want to hear some music? You guys want to hear some music? Alright. So let's play. So the first rhythm we're going to play for you guys is called the Hugu Hugu. Hugu Hugu. And one of the reasons why we play this rhythm first, because anything that you share about the Garifuna culture, we want to invite our ancestors to be a part of the gathering. Okay? We want to invite our ancestors to be a part of the gathering. Anybody have an ancestor here? Who's an ancestor? Who's an ancestor? So somebody that would have passed on, right? Somebody that's no longer here with us. Okay? So we want to invite them to be here with us so that we could share with you guys. Alright? So the first one we're going to play is called Hugu Hugu. Ready? So the song is Boga Wadi Wati Wagiradi. We have been driven away from our homeland, Bukawaha Diwatiya Wabiege, we have been driven away from home. Hiruha Yurumi. There is a lot of sadness in our homeland St. Vincent because we have been driven. Alright? One of you guys want to touch the drum? Anybody want to touch the drum? Everybody? Give them a round of applause, give them a round. Give yourselves a round of applause. I want to give a very big thank you, Mr. Wally, thank you for having us. Thank you for keeping communication with me for the past, 2-3 months? And I want to thank you guys for being here despite the weather. Please give yourselves a round of applause. So if you guys want to do one more little dance, we're going to play for you Wanaragua. We're going to play Jambuno. Unfortunately, we wanted to bring out the crowd, but we can't bring it out because it gets wet. That's it, right? So we're gonna play a little Wanaragua, and if the boys and girls want to dance, please feel free. All right?